Hello and welcome back to the channel of Motorbike Nonsenses, the channel that's been a bit quiet for a couple of weeks because of reasons that we'll get onto in a little bit. I'm just going for a quick lunchtime ride on my 2022 Yamaha MT10 SP, and I've got a few new things to test out along the way. So it's just going to be another quick little vlog. We're getting back to bike reviews though very soon. I'm very dark there. Sorry, yeah. It has been quiet on the channel, so apologies for the distinct lack of free internet content. I've just been lots of things. Oh look, this Rover convertible just drove down my road and it is in super mint condition if you like old Rover convertibles. I'm not sure that's a big Venn diagram of people that does. Who likes an old Rover? Maybe Alan Partridge? He's more into Lexuses these days. It's good to be back on a bike though. I've not ridden this for I think about 2 weeks now, and I've been having massive withdrawal symptoms. So it's the end of October, it's Halloween actually, I think, and I'm steaming up because my vents are all shut. Hang on, been a little bit slack at the whole YouTube thing. I'm not really making an apology for it, and this video probably sounds like clickbait, but it's just not been on the cards lately, getting out on motorbikes. The weather here has been absolutely blooming terrible, so yeah, and I've been on holiday because it's been half term and I now have a child in school. Bloody hell. And yeah, had a really nice break to be honest, though I am now at the stage of having a break from YouTube where I'm starting to get anxiety about not putting out enough content, and my YouTube analytics panel is showing me lots of downward arrows and things, and in my head I don't really care about how YouTube does. It's just fun. I do it for fun, believe it or not, but it does somewhere in my brain annoy me when it's not doing really well, which I think is the same for lots of content creators, and it does trigger my anxiety when it's not doing well, which is quite a bad thing, to have your emotions being held hostage by some algorithm in a computer in America. It's not that bad. I sound like I'm massively down, I'm not, but it's just there in my brain. But luckily for you, if you do like this channel, and for me, if you do actually like putting out content, there is stuff coming up. So motorbike reviews are coming back. I've got an electric scooter type thing, the trendy Maving, there's an RM1, that English designed, probably Chinese made electric scooter. I've got that coming in a couple of weeks. Got Yamaha MT10 SP as well. So I'm going to be leaving this at Yamaha for a little bit and taking the 3-cylinder one for a while, because Lamb Chop says it's more fun than this, just as I bought the fun one that I thought was fun. So anyway, that's coming, and at some point, if it stops bloody raining all the time and doing tropical storms that don't feel very tropical, I'll be doing a Yamaha MT10 versus SP review as well. My bike versus the standard MT10 as well, to see if it's really worth the extra difference. And then it's silly bike announcement season, so I'm going to be going to Motorcycle Live. I think I said this in a previous vlog, on whatever day it is, the Monday. Is it 20th of November? So if you're going to be there, let me know and come say hello to me. And hopefully I won't be as ill as I am now. I probably sound like I'm underwater in Noel Edmonds' Gunge tank of snot. That reference probably only works if you grew up in the UK in the 90s. Gunge tanks, there used to be a real sense of jeopardy in my childhood, because it felt like every kids TV show had one, and it was the worst thing that could possibly happen, is you could get gunged and plummeted into a big jacuzzi full of revolting looking slime, which I'm sure was probably cornstarch mixed with water or something. But I don't know, as a kid I was always terrified I was going to end up on a TV show being put in a gunge tank. That's not normal, is it? All those 90s kids got PTSD. I say 90s, I was born in the 80s, but whatever. How are we talking about gunge tanks 2 minutes in? Who would you like to gunge? And is it Dave Benson Phillips on Get Your Own Back? Anyway, now I've lost the entire audience to this video, I should probably talk about these. I have got some new glovey gloves for winter. I didn't think I'd need them today, but it's actually pretty chilly, so in a fit of laziness I'm not bothering to fit heated grips to this bike. I'm trying some battery powered heated gloves. So these are from Furigan. They very kindly sent me them to test out. They are the Heat Genesis. I think they cost about £235, and they have little batteries which go in the cuffs, one on each wrist, and then you just press the single button and it turns both gloves on at the same time, which is quite handy, so you don't have to take your throttle hand off or anything like that. And then you've got a couple of heat levels. There's an app which I've not tried yet, so you can customize the heat levels and things like that. They're like super top end battery heated gloves. They're more of a mid to high spec one. I think there's one above these which are Kevlar. These only have a heating element on the back of your hand, and it goes under the first knuckle of your fingers. Jesus, I forgot how good this motorbike is. Not really been paying attention to it so far. So yeah, they're on the highest setting at the moment. I have to say, they're not blisteringly hot. They're warm. But it is quite a nice feeling having warm backs of your hands, and they're very soft and plush feeling. It is like wearing proper grandma's jumpers on your hand. I think that's probably okay, and you know, I don't mind having big thick winter gloves, because I always feel that you get used to the thickness of them and you don't really feel too much like you're wearing 10 condoms after a while. At first, yes, but then you get used to it. Right, remember how to ride a motorbike. It's been a while. Autumn leaves. I'm going for a burger in Newlands Corner, but I'm going a slightly weird way. Oh, 40 limit. So yeah, I'll let you know over the next couple of months what these are like and if they are worth it. For me, it's worth it because I'm chopping and changing between lots of different bikes, like a toilet hopper at some kind of weird toilet party, and I can just take my gloves with me rather than having to wire heated grips into all of them, which I would never bother doing. What else is worth knowing about? I mean, in my life, I don't know, it's not that interesting, but I did go on a nice, lovely half-term autumnal break to Germany, the best country in the world, according to me. Or it's either Germany or Italy, isn't it? And yeah, flew into Munich, rented a car, went down to Austria, and I've not been to Austria for probably 10 years. That used to be my favourite country in the world. It's so pretty. We stayed in the north of the country near Aachen in the Tyrol. It's just beautiful mountains, it's super peaceful. Stayed in the big farmhouse and had a lovely balcony. Sat on the balcony in the evenings with a nice big thick jacket on, reading a book, drinking a beer as the sun set and the clouds crept down the mountains, folding themselves over all the jingle jangling cows in the valley at night time. It was idyllic. It was also I did end up feeling like I should be filming while I was out there, because I booked a Volkswagen Tiguan rental car for a sensible amount of money. Then I landed, and at 6 they said, "Ah, no, we've only got electric cars at the moment," which I now realise is a lie. And they said, you can either have an electric car or we can upgrade you. And so, long story short, my Volkswagen Tiguan or similar turned into very much a BMW M3 competition, and not similar, just a 510 horsepower rear-wheel drive M3 on winter tyres. So I hit the 150 mile an hour limiter, because they're limited when on winter tyres, on the Autobahn. Kids loved that. It was quite thirsty, and then after a while you think, for the driving I'm doing with 2 kids in, I probably didn't need an M3, but hey, it was fun. Motorbike stuff that is happening. I think I've spoken at great lengths about the plans for this bike over winter. They are slightly more solid in my head than they were last time round. Start of next year, once I've paid my tax bill, I'm gonna decat it, Leo Vince decat pipe, and then I want to put an end can on it that isn't too loud. I don't want this to be outrageously loud. I just want it to be decatted so I can remap it to flatten the power curve a little bit and to remove quite an obvious lump in the rev range. So if you are an MT10 owner and you have a recommendation for an end can that isn't too naughty, quite long ones apparently are quite good, ideally with a baffle so I can do track days, let me know. The front runners at the moment are Arrow and the Krapovich. They both make nice looking ones for this. So yeah, and then luggage, touring, track days, bit of crash protection, and that's basically it. And I'm just going to ride it through winter with as much warm kit on as I need. I'm currently wearing some new base layers. You can't see them, that's very exciting. Got some new Rucker Outlast base layers, got them from my darling other half for my birthday, and so I'm just wearing a t-shirt under this. It is only about 10 degrees, so it's not that cold, but I feel great. Brilliant. Okay, well that's the video done. There's a Mazda dealer. Oh, actually I've just gone past it. There is a Mitsuoka dealer there as well, just outside Effingham. Mitsuoka is that weird Japanese manufacturer that takes Mazda MX-5s and things and turns them into alien sea creature looking cars, and I think that's the main dealership for them in the whole country, because they're mental. You'll never see one. Google the Mitsuoka Orochi, I think it is. It looks like a killer whale that has had a stroke. I'm not really going to be able to sugarcoat that. It doesn't look very pretty. But if you ever do come to this particular Surrey village of Effingham and you're a Second World War nerd like I am, it is where Barnes Wallis lived, inventor of the bouncing bomb, the Wellington bomber, and its geodesic construction. Oh god, I've lost all the audience now. And various other means of killing people in war. Great inventor. He lived down one of these roads, I can't remember which one, and that's where he set up his water pool and flicked marbles across it to prove the concept of the bouncing bomb that was later used in the Dambusters raid, Chastise. So yes, his grave is in the churchyard as well. It's worth going to have a look if you're into your war nerd stuff. One thing that I should talk briefly about actually is nothing to do with motorbikes, but it is sort of tangentially relevant to the ownership of motorbikes. Last week my mum had a car nicked from outside her house, which makes me really sad. My mum's retired, she doesn't have like a huge pension or anything, she couldn't really afford to replace it, and it just makes me unbelievably angry that that is still something people think it's alright to do, taking other people's shit. Like, go and get a job, go and get a proper job that isn't nicking Ford Fiestas in Essex. And then I delved into it a little bit, and she's got the car back, unbelievably, which we'll get onto in a little bit. But I joined one of those Facebook pages, you know, that are full of people called Karen, saying shared greys and things like that, to post about the fact my mum's car had been stolen in Essex. Had a big reach, 69,000 people or something in this group, and unbelievably someone in that Facebook group spotted my mum's car dumped on a street in Chelmsford and phoned the police, and she's going to get it back. And even more impressively, according to the photos the police have taken, hello Lotus dealer, have you sold any of those new cars yet? Oh, there's an Electre, that's the new electric SUV, it's huge, it's £100,000. My mum's Fiesta's not damaged. I can't believe that. Apparently they didn't need to break a window to get into it, which is slightly alarming Ford, and no alarms went off. They didn't, as far as I can tell, reproduce the signal from her key either. No one came to her front door. It was caught on CCTV, and I think her keys lived in a Faraday bag anyway. I think Ford Fiestas and Ford EcoSports are going missing at the rate of about 2 or 3 a day in Essex at the moment. Apparently they're very easy to steal, and they're being stolen because their engines are quite unreliable, so there's always a market for replacement EcoBoost engines. And now the cynic in me, and I don't want to libel anyone here, but the week before my mum took her car into a big franchised Ford dealer to have a very big service done that you need to get done on these Fiestas. It's a wet belt in the engine, and it can break, and you can't inspect it for wear anyway because it's deep in the bowels of the engine, coated in oil, and that costs about £1,800. So my mum got that done preventatively, and her car had quite low miles, and then less than a week later it's stolen off her drive. And she lives in pretty much in the middle of nowhere, not like, well, not the middle of nowhere, but not somewhere you would just walk past and see a Fiesta, because you would never walk past her house. And lo and behold, it's stolen, probably for its engine. So yeah, I'm connecting probably more dots there than I should, but it does seem to be a problem. So if you own a, I think Mark 7 or Mark 8 Ford Fiesta, I think they're both affected, get an OBD protector that plugs into the OBD port like a big condom and stops the crims nicking it. And you also need to get a circular crook lock, not a straight one. But anyway, I'm going to do a video about this on my car channel because it properly pissed me off. and I think I need to do some proper journalistic digging into it. Why are people dickheads? The first time I ever rode my first motorbike into London, people tried to steal it. It was my street triple. I came back at lunchtime to check on it, and there was a policeman stood next to it. The alarm was going off, and they'd screwdrivered the ignition barrel and started trying to lift it into a van when they were disturbed by people. That was 2009. Why can't you just have nice things? Sorry, I'm aware this video has been just quite a bit whingy. Other motorbike things that I want to try at the moment are obviously the new GS. I haven't ridden the new 1300 GS yet. I think I'm the only YouTuber that's not ridden one, because I haven't been down to my local dealer because I'm a bit too lazy and don't have enough time to do that. But hopefully that'll be coming to the channel soon as BMW lend me one. But I'm quite interested in that bike. I think the best review I've seen of it was Chris Baron von Grumble from 44 Teeth's first ride. It looks like it's a much lighter, smaller feeling thing with way more torque. I think at some point he says he thinks it might have too much torque, and I kind of know what he means. Shit the bed. Because even on a 1250 GS, the torque can come in pretty violently in dynamic pro mode. So yeah, I think he was doing wheelies. The screen went black occasionally. It looked like a much more exciting dynamic GS to me, and I really like the looks of it now with that cross, and I like the green one with the gold wheels. But there's so many other exciting new bikes coming out. A new Multistrada V4 RS. It's a little bit controversial. 33 grand. It's using a Street Fighter V4 engine, 180 odd horsepower, which is only what, 20 horsepower up on the V4, but I imagine it feels very different with that completely different V4 engine with a higher redline, etc, etc. Only thing there isn't it going to annoy everyone that's just spunked loads of money on a Pikes Peak thinking that was the ultimate version, only to find out it's not the ultimate version. And then lots of other new bikes coming out soon. I've just seen the Yamaha XSR 900 GP, which is basically an XSR 900 with clip-on stiff fairing and a retro headlight, and it looks biblically good. I don't really come from that era where I think, oh, I can tell you what that's based on, but I like the look of it and I want to have a go. But anyway, I'm going to have a burger. Well, that was delicious. A lovely burger. So I'm up at Newlands Corner, which is sort of an institutionalised dogging car park for old people in Surrey near Guildford, but the view is amazing, and so is this one. But the burgers are great. They're sort of dirty and you want the onions, but they toast the bun and they're delicious. It's like £5 something for a medium cheeseburger with a Coke, which is alright, isn't it? And the beauty of it is, it's not just a bikie cafe, it's a trikey cafe, look, but also it's just normal people here as well, dog walkers, normos, so it's not just full of macho men with their knee sliders on and things like that. So if you want a good burger, place to meet your friends before going for a ride, Newlands Corner. Love the noise this makes. Sorry, I realise this has been quite a downbeat video, but you know, sometimes these things turn out that way. But yeah, hopefully you're alright, and there'll be some more upbeat motorbike review content coming soon. I just feel obliged to share my thoughts on this channel as well, because hey, it's my channel and I like to do vlogs occasionally, even if they end up just as massive lists of whinges about the world. But I can't really whinge. Look at that. I mean, I am so ill that I can't walk straight, but it feels good to be back on the bike. Fixes everything, doesn't it? Quick ride on a motorbike. Well, it doesn't fix everything. You've got a broken leg, it won't do anything for that, or erectile dysfunction. Maybe the tingles, I don't know. But anyway, you all know that motorbikes are good for you, so get out there and ride them while you still can, before it turns into wintry shit constantly. I've been Tim. This has been a corner of Surrey. That was a burger. I'm going to go and burp it out quietly on the way home. Thank you for watching, I do appreciate it. And if you're new, do go and subscribe, because this isn't normal. It's normally better than this. Goodbye. What a hollow promise. This is disgusting, but I've got to share it. My brain is so full of snot, or my sinuses are. Accelerating hard in second and third gear on this just made my head go really dizzy. Yeah, I am safe, honest officer. Why did you crash? Because I've got the sniffles and I'm riding something that's a bit too fast.